What's going on? Episode 2, Grind, Grit, Repeat. Kind of episode 1, but realistically episode 2. First one was our introduction. If you missed it, I'm Alex, or Al, whichever one. This is our podcast about our lifestyles, our blue-collar lifestyles. We mentioned in our intro, our episode 1. For us, blue-collar is not just our jobs. It's not just the work that we do day to day. It's our lifestyle. It's work, family, God, putting all those things into perspective. So here with my buddy Austin.
What up? My name's Austin. Again, back at it. Episode 2, like Al said over here. We're all back at it with Luke behind the keyboard. Just gonna start talking about our lifestyle as dads, as role models, and just the day in and day out of what we do, and maybe start getting into some videos, some content, and some questions, and what we do day in and day out, right?
Yep, definitely. Let's get it started here. It's good to be back, and I'll leave it up to you guys to get this show on the road. So,
Well, I've already messed up, Austin. It's our little opening thing. Give a little cheers, because we don't have a lot of free time in
Yep.
our life.
Yep.
But we're taking a little bit of it to get together as the boys and talk about a few things. So here we go. We're gonna start off with a few questions we got. If producer Luke there has those questions for us to answer.
yeah, give me 1 second here.
And
Let's
if
get
you
it
guys
pulled up.
have any questions or have any videos or anything, please send them to us at grind.grit.repeat on Instagram. And we would be more than happy to answer them, talk about them, show the videos that you guys send us, and kind of comment on them, because, man, there's some things out there that happen in the blue collar world that are pretty interesting. So
Always learning.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. So the first question that we got here is, you guys are both business owners and everything. So how did you start your own business? Like, what was that process and getting started, and what led you to do that? I think is probably what this person's leaning towards.
So for me, I do have 2 jobs, just like Austin. But my first one is a truck driver. Right now I'm driving a garbage truck. And then when my wife and I had our third child, she decided to stay home. We are here in California. So anybody that knows California, the prices here are very high. So to do that on one income was tough. So we kind of sat there when we were expecting our third child and talked about, what experience did I have? What else was I able to do other than driving a truck? Because I spent some time doing some long haul, driving from California to Utah and back, doing some local deliveries, driving sleeper semis with a 53-foot box trailer. And I did that for a while, as well as driving a garbage truck. So those were kind of my 2 jobs, and it just wasn't panning out. And so I stepped back and I said, I grounded for a tree company for a while. A guy that would literally call me on the fly, pay me garbage wages, no pun intended. Literally call me up one night and be like, hey, how fast can you get here? This job's bigger than I anticipated. I need another guy. I'd be like, yeah, I'll be right there. Grab all my gear, hustle out there, help him for 3-4 hours. He'd be like, here's $50. I was like, dude, for real? Anyway, so I did that for a long time. And I was a communications lineman, so I had climbing experience as it was. Looking back at it, wages aside, I'm grateful for that opportunity, because I turned that into my own thing. I actually started doing lawns and landscaping. It was simple at my busiest part. And keep in mind, all this was my second gig.
Yeah, while
I was still working a 40-hour week, Monday through Friday job. I had about 12 clients. I did their lawns weekly. I did them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. with those 12 clients broken up about 4 a day. So I'd get off work at about 2:00, and then I always have my truck loaded, and I'd go knock out these yards, get home, by dark, 6:30. And then I did tree work on the side. And then it got to the point where the landscaping part of it was just becoming so monotonous.
Labor-intensive.
Well, not even that. It was just like, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every Tuesday, same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
It's like I was already doing that at my 40-hour-a-week job.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing it for my second job, and it was just. So I decided to turn gears and kind of solely focus on tree work. Again, I had the grounding experience. I had climbing experience. I worked with a lot of companies in the tree industry out there. You kind of got two different people. You got the kind that are willing to help you and the kind that don't give you the time of day because they see you as competition.
Yeah.
So I started off pretty small by myself, still fairly small. But after about 5 years, I've got some equipment, got some guys, got another climber, got multiple people's ground. Austin's helped me on a few tree jobs.
Yep.
He's come all the way down from where he's at, which is about an hour and a half or so trek.
Yep.
So
Yep.
him and his family usually come stay the weekend. Again, coming to the lifestyle is, hey, I got work. Austin's going to come help me work. Well, luckily our wives are friends from a long time, from childhood. So the whole family comes
work
up.
vacation.
Yep, work vacation. The whole family comes up. Our wives spend the weekend together with the kids, doing fun things. Austin and I are out working. We come home. We spend some time with the family. We try to make cool reels, posts. We try to make cool videos. But yeah, so I kind of got started from just the thought process of what else am I good at?
Yeah.
What can I do that I already know about? Turn it into a business. And for me, that was tree work. I went from my climbing experience, from communications, grounding experience for a tree guy, and turn that into my business that I have today.
Yeah.
And it's still my secondary business. I still do my 40-hour-week job. I've been there for about 11 years. So, again, that was my starting up. I don't intend to become this like huge tree mogul. You know what I mean? There's guys out there, I won't name names, but there's some companies out there that are almost too big for their britches. And charging astronomical prices because they got astronomical overhead.
All trades are like that.
And that's my thing is when I was looking for something, I said, listen, I want to be able to help my family.
Yeah.
I want to be able to take care of what I need to take care of. And I also want to help people out because if a tree company came to me with some of the bids that I hear other companies coming to clients with, oh, dude, I'd kick them in the butt and tell them to get off my porch. You know what I mean? And I get it though. I get it. A lot of this stuff costs a lot of money to do. Yeah. And there's a lot of liability in there. Yeah. And when I started my business, one of the later things I did, but I got very lucky, thank God, until this point, was get like my insurance from my company. Yeah. The work that I do is very dangerous. Insurance for that is very expensive. Yeah. So I literally started with a home light chainsaw and pole climbing gear, which I don't know if you know this, but it is not
tree climbing gear.
Not designed for trees. It's literally just a belt, like no saddle, doesn't go around your legs, doesn't have a center D-ring. And the spikes are meant for telephone poles or power poles, which are smooth. Not bark. Trees have some pretty thick bark in them. So, and a home light chainsaw is something you can get from Home Depot. So, and it was my dad's, and I broke it. And then went out and just everything I made, I started buying equipment. Now I got a chipper. I got my trailer with the dump system set up. I got some pretty cool steel chainsaws. Just got myself some new ropes, some new climbing equipment.
How long you been in business now?
About 5 years.
Nice, man.
5 years for myself, which is great.
Nice.
A lot of times people ask, when are you going to leave your other job? I don't know if I will.
I get that question every single
I know.
day.
You and I have talked about it. You and I have talked about. In fact, Austin told me one time, "Hey, when you leave, I'll leave."
Yeah.
And it's it's not that. I mean, I don't really have the answer to that other than the fact that, like, hey, I've been at this one for a long time. I know that I can rely on it because, for example, you and I also talked about this, and you can touch about this. I'm almost done. November, December were very slow for me.
Yeah.
Not a lot of work. So luckily for me, I had that other job to fall back on.
Yeah. You had your 40.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was kind of how I got started. I'm still in the startup process, which is again my reason for this podcast. I listened to a few blue collar podcasts leading up to this, and a lot of them were successful business owners. Well, we're still kind of getting to that point.
Yeah. We're business owners. The successful part is still coming.
We're still working on that. We're still trying to get to that.
So to kind of segue on what you're saying is, that blue collar lifestyle is, you got your 40, but that necessarily isn't enough, especially with, our wives that, we want to stay home with our kids, to raise our kids, especially with, the world that's going on now. We just would rather our kids, stay home and, have our wives do that. So 40 hours isn't enough for us. We need that extra,
Well, it's not that it's not enough for us. It's not enough to survive.
Exactly.
Like I mentioned before, we're here in California. And as everybody knows, prices here are astronomical.
Yeah.
I mean, surviving on one income, people go, how? Well, this is how.
So to get onto, how I started my business, mine was a little bit more easy than yours.
Transition.
The transition. I've, ever since I graduated high school, me and my wife are high school sweethearts. Her dad is a general contractor. My dad actually has been kitchen and bathroom remodel handyman ever since I can remember. So my family's in the trades. And then once I started dating my wife, girlfriend at the time, her dad started getting me into the trades, and so once I started starting with them, I realized, like you said, 40 hours isn't enough. So once I kind of learned my skills and, knew, okay, I can bid this job, to where I can make some money, or I can help this person out, because the contractor's super busy. They don't want to come and, mess with your little tiny hinge or mess with your little plumbing issue.
Jobs that aren't worth their time are worth our time.
Are worth my time. My minimum wage might be a lot for, or for someone small or not enough or whatever. But I just feel like it's something that, not a lot of people do. It's hard to find somebody that can just come and, kind of tinker with really anything that you need. So, where I got is I needed to start a business so that way I can pay my taxes and start my my family in a way that I could benefit not just me but my family as well. And I just felt like it was easier to make my schedule when I was doing my own jobs. I've done the 9 to 5. I did the office job, and I gained 40 pounds doing that. But
you had an office job?
Yeah. It was for construction. I was a kitchen experts project manager, but I just never left the desk. I was about for a year, and I
couldn't do it.
I gained 40 pounds. You
could use that now.
Yeah, I probably could. You're
I
right.
I could not do an office job.
But and neither could I, and that's why I left. I told them, hey, because my previous project manager job was for Anderson Windows, a big window company in the Bay Area, and I would drive around to each job, and I would physically be there, showing off, what was going on or what was happening or what needed to be done. So I was actually, on site, doing stuff. Once I left there to go to this office job, I was just on the desk all day long, and I just wasn't about that. And so went back to my father-in-law, which was a good, fallback. But once I started that, I was like, no, I need more longevity wise,
So to really answer that question, we are still building our company, our businesses.
Yeah.
So we're still in that process.
Yeah.
So where we started, it's taken us a little longer because we're doing 2 jobs. But I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. I'm not just going to, throw out a bunch of money and be like, all right, well, hope we succeed. Just throw it against the wall, see if it sticks.
Well, that's why we've kept our 40s.
Yes.
And so to segue into that, let's look up some pictures or
Yeah,
see some
so
pictures
we got
on people
some,
that should have kept their 40s.
Yep, we got some videos and pictures here of people that gave up their 40s and went straight to what do I know how to do? Well,
I know how to climb a ladder.
yep. So yeah, producer Luke, can they see that?
Yeah, they're able to see it now.
All right. Well, I gotta give this guy credit. So if I ever saw this on a job,
Imagine being this guy's apprentice. Hey, climb up that ladder.
dude, third ladder up. Hey, send me up another ladder. All right. So I got to give this guy credit because it seems to be working. He's making what he has work. Now, why he is able to afford 4 ladders but not rent a bucket lift for a day is beyond me.
Those ladders are at least $150, maybe
A piece?
A piece.
And a rental lift is like $500 for an entire day. So maybe he stole them, maybe he had them. We don't know.
He's on the phone right now. I want to know. I would love to be bark on that tree right now to listen what he's saying to his boss.
He's probably not even his boss. He is the boss. He's probably taking a phone call from a client. He's saying, "Hey, what do you need?" And they said, "Oh, we got a 80-foot tree we need removed." And he goes, "Well, let me buy another ladder." So yeah, surprisingly, there's so many people at least in my neck of the woods in my industry that they think, I don't know what they think, to be honest with you. I don't know what went through this guy's mind, but he seems to be making it work to this point. I would love to have been able to see what the rest of the job looked like.
Yeah.
How do you get down from there?
Yeah.
I mean, you remove that ladder, he's taking some big old chunks and hoping they land where they want to land. So, power to that guy.
Yep.
Probably don't hire him would be my advice.
Or do if you want to see him.
You know what?
Happens.
Or do if you want to cheat. But anyway.
All right, what do you got next?
Next one. So that I sent this one in myself for you specific
This is your work.
No. This is not me trying to
Got
be.
him.
This is not me trying to be McCullough Services.
Okay.
This is a picture that I found that I thought these are the kind of people that would be getting a phone call. And I'm hoping this is this guy's own house. But this is more handyman stuff. You do countertops, you do sinks, you do stuff like that. So I wanted to get your view on this.
Yeah, this is the guy, like we said, that can do it for cheaper. This guy's like, well, he saw the price and said, I can do it for cheaper for sure. But like you said, it probably was a DIY. This is DIY written all over it for sure. And something leaked and they called the professional. And this was the picture that the professional took to send to his boys to laugh about it like we are now.
Read the caption.
Home modeling is my passion. Oh my God.
Brother, you might want to find a new passion.
I just
maybe like, I don't know, a dishwasher.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's awesome. That's great.
I just can't.
I mean, even I would do a better job than that. Like, those cuts are just.
So
what are they doing there?
I don't know if I told you, but I'm Luke's parents just wanted me to remodel their kitchen, and I think that you should send your mom some pictures of that
And say this is his
and
work.
say that this is what I've done in the past, and what do you think? And so that way we can get the ball rolling. Because I mean, I'm charging $170,000 for this remodel. So this is the work.
Send that over real quick.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is the work that they should get, right?
So go ahead and send that to your parents. Ask them if they're okay with all the angles and the edges. Tell them if they want, he can maybe drill a couple holes to hang some stuff from. The water.
Oh, man.
Hey, What do they call that? An inlay sink? What is the technical
It's
hint?
an undermount sink.
There you go. That's an undermount sink.
Yeah.
So any water on your countertop just flows right in through all the cracks and crevices.
That's funny you said that. That was one thing. Seriously, when I went to Luke's parents' house to look, she has an undermount sink, but they set the countertops back so it just sits like all in her sink, and it's funny. She's like, I don't want that. I'm like, okay, so that's why it's
So
funny.
send that and say,
and
is this what you're after?
This is what you want. Oh my god.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll admit I did that one specifically for you. I thought you'd get a kick out of it.
Right. Oh man.
So what else we got, Luke?
Oh, let's see here. We got a couple of different things. You guys want a train-related one, or do you guys want a truck damage one?
I want the
Pickup truck damage one.
Let's do the train.
You want to see a train?
Let's do a train.
All
I
right,
like
let's
trains.
see the train one here. This one's pretty good. We'll see what we got here. All right, give me 1 second here. All right, here we go.
Well, you said train, and there is a big rig with a wind turbine blade. So
yeah, let's watch this here. Let's see.
yeah, I think we know where this is headed.
Yeah, I think this is going to have a bit of language too, so just heads up here. So
That's all right.
This is gonna sound dumb.
I mean, it says it right there. Train collides with semi-truck carrying wind turbine blade.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit.
Down on the blade.
All right, what's he going to do? He's right in the middle. Back or forward? Back or forward? What's he going to do?
Oh my god!
Just sit there? The blades?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh,
Send it. Send it.
Oh,
send
that's
it.
not.
Oh,
Oh, that didn't go well. Oh, man.
oh my god! Oh my god!
What in the Alabama am I
Okay.
looking at?
So, I never did loads like this, but
That thing's a mile long.
I know. But you see that truck in front of him? That one right there, that little pickup truck
Yes.
that says oversized load.
He's supposed to be the guy.
So their job.
yes.
So again, I know people that have hauled loads like this.
Yeah,
Right.
all right.
And their job with the route is to come up with they're
The best
supposed
route.
like they should they know the train schedule, right? They know when trains are coming through. They're in communication with city officials and PD, and they're supposed to know all of these things before they send a truck on that route. Now we don't know what led up to him making this turn. He's not even going to make the turn if the train's coming.
Right, dude.
Train coming or not, look where that turbine blade is. Unless he's got he's got rear wheel steering on that trailer, he is SOL already.
So I'm not a truck driver. I've never done any long hauling, never big hauling. I'm not a logistic expert. But what are the odds of a train hitting this truck? In my opinion, look how big that is. Why wouldn't they put that on a train to haul in the first place? So that way this doesn't happen in the, or fly it to some, look how long that is.
So do you want me to, I know the answer to that question.
I would love to hear it.
Think about when it turns.
It's okay. It's curved.
How are you going to put something that long on multiple cars?
I mean-
or on a car long enough to make that turn?
I guess.
That's the only way to get him from point A to point B, especially wind turbines. I knew a buddy that worked on wind turbines. That is how they hauled
just
them to the
not
site.
over railroads.
But you're telling me whatever town this is in, they couldn't find another route, let alone trains cross every hour, couple hours? Like, really? That's just wrong place, wrong time.
that is awesome.
But until next time, grind, grit, repeat. Thank you guys for listening.
Keep your boots on the ground and your God in your heart, baby.